Well, folks, huge fireworks going off at the White House today. Insane. President Trump just released a statement. We had a very meaningful meeting in the White House today. Much was learned that could never be understood without a conversation under such fire and pressure. It's amazing what comes out through emotions, and I have determined that President Zelensky is not ready for peace if America is involved, because he feels our involvement gives him a big advantage in negotiations. I don't want advantage. I want peace. He disrespected the United States of America in its cherished Oval Office. He can come back when he's ready for peace. Wow. Big statement from the president. Let's get down and watch the full interaction. It's about 10 minutes long between President Trump. But let's just look at some of these highlight clips right here. We can go to the Daily Wire. I'm sure they've got a number of these clipped up very, very nicely. There's the full one. Let's take a listen to some of these.
You've done a lot of talking. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West
if you
Indies?
didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
this
didn't
week.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over.
It wouldn't have started, to be honest with you. Like, let's be honest. If we didn't have weak leadership from the Biden administration, this never would have happened. And you know, Trump's right. Where are they grateful for the United States in this whole process? Where have they shown that they're grateful? If they're grateful, they should try and make peace right now. Let's keep listening.
It's rather than trying to fight it out in the American media.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this, I tell you.
Just say thank you.
I said a lot of times thank you to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on here. I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have to.
President Trump really has exposed this right here. There's no doubt. I'm happy they kept the cameras on here. Do you think Biden could have ever had a conversation like this? Hell no. The guy rolled over. He probably wasn't even in the meetings. We all know it was Joe Biden who was leading the stuff up there. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris coming in with their woman power. Yip hip hooray.
The cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying.
Tell you
You're
again,
running low
I
on
know.
soldiers. Listen,
Please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement. It's going to be a very hard.
Yeah, that's fine. You want security guarantees. It's going to be backed by the United States and Europe. Primarily by Europe. The United States can negotiate it, but ultimately we need a lot of support from Europe. We need a lot of support from them if this is something we're going to do here. It's like this is quite the day. Quite the day at the White House today. Here's a picture of the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States right here with her head down. It's like, I don't blame her. Your president is a complete joke. He should take peace. Here's a reporter asking about why Zelensky doesn't wear a suit.
Second
My second question for President Zelensky. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not
Really?
respecting
I don't have
the
such.
office.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Okay.
Yes, maybe
Maybe something like this.
yours.
And we can see here, Zelensky has left the White House early. They were supposed to have a deal signed later today regarding the mineral rights agreement, and now their press conference is canceled. Zelensky has gone home. Let's listen to more of this between Trump and Zelensky.
signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on.
Should be grateful that the American people elected President Trump. Otherwise, this war would just be going on. It would continue to go on for the next 4 years. The U.S. under Biden, had no plans. They were just going to give Ukraine what they needed to keep fighting, and that was it. There was no set end to the war. They were just going to give them money and hope for the best. Like, be thankful that President Trump is here, that he's going to bring an end to this war. Because here's the thing. Yeah, under Biden, you guys got disrespected. Under Obama, you got disrespected. Under Bush, you got disrespected. You know who you didn't get disrespected under? Do you know who didn't invade your country? You know, well, a certain person was president of the United States. When President Trump, during his first term, Russia did not invade Ukraine. Trump is the only person that Russia is going to respect. And maybe they don't even respect him, but they know that Trump will absolutely annihilate Russia if they violate this. It's just as simple as that. Just as simple as that. Let's keep listening.
A propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God
don't know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering
position to
honest
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
You will
good.
feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself to be in a
from
very
the
bad position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not in a
Mr.
good position.
I
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What you're
You're
thinking
gambling
about.
with
What you're
World
thinking
War
about.
III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to
respect to
you.
you.
Far more than a lot of people said
Very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire
today.
meeting, have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of
What are you
America
speaking about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot of
answer?
talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying-
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president, 300.
Ridiculous. He just said he was alone. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? You're alone? What about the 120, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 billion dollars that we gave you? There's a lot of reports. It's not 350 billion. I know that. But there have been reports between 120 to 170 billion dollars have been sent for the aid in Ukraine. Don't give me that bull crap that you're alone. Do not.
$50 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and
voted
you
for
men
your
are brave, but they had to use our military.
What about
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak-
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course,
It's
yes.
going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of
Accept
times
that there-
thank you
accept
to
that-
American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you,
You're
Nikki,
running
I
low on
know.
soldiers. Listen,
Don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look. If you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting
Of
killed.
course, we want to stop the war.
But you're
I
saying
said-
you don't want a ceasefire?
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter for
me.
you what-
That
what
wasn't
is-
with.
Exactly. We're going to get a ceasefire a lot quicker than you're going to get an agreement on other fronts. Get the ceasefire, get people to stop dying, then let's talk. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Obviously, some big stuff going on here. And like Trump said, it's going to be hard to do business like this. And obviously, they're not going to be doing business like this. There's not going to be a mineral resource deal signed today. There's not going to be another press conference. It's just as simple as that, you know. You want to tell the world that you've been fighting Russia alone? Well, you know, then we want our money back. You can really fight it alone. We're not going to negotiate to end the war on your behalf, which I think is a terrible idea. But if you really want to be treated, if you want to say you're alone, how about you get treated like you're actually alone? Yeah, and then here you have Zelensky departing the White House after a complete smackdown with the President of the United States. Some very, very interesting stuff here. Look at Don Bacon from Congressional District 2 in Nebraska calling out Trump for I'm sorry we're not a globalist. We don't have a globalist in power anymore in the United States who they're going to sell out Americans to secure Ukraine, which I have no issue providing help to Ukraine. But if we're going to give money to Ukraine, there must be a defined end to the war, a defined point where the war is over at this point. It's over. It needs to be over now. So I think we're going to wrap things up. Drop down below. Hit that subscribe button on our channel. Jump over to X and follow me on X. And as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a good one.